Hey guys, so today I wanted to make a video about how to change the charging port on the Nexus 5. Now first of all, before you get started, make sure that your phone is powered off, and also make sure to remove the SIM tray. Do you have a SIM removal tool of some kind? One that came with your phone? And remove the SIM tray because you're going to need to get the logic board out. So here we go to remove the back cover. I'm going to turn it this way and look for the headphone jack located right here on top, and you're going to want a little pry tool like this or something similar and start right in the headphone jack and just wiggle it a little bit right there, and it should start popping loose. And then what you're going to want to do, just keep going down around the side, keep popping it loose all the way down through both sides. And it helps sometimes to hold in there with your fingernails, your thumb. Work it all the way down to the bottom on both corners. And then usually you need to take a pry tool, and there's usually a couple clips that right in here that stay connected, and I think they might have popped loose, but just wanted to show you. You just have to wiggle in there just very carefully, and then might have to one more down here. Now just pull up gently once you get it close to the bottom. There you go. It should pop right off. Now you have to keep in mind there's usually some adhesive on the bottom here of the back cover, and so it pulls off kind of hard. So just do it really gently there. Now the first step that you're going to want to do is you need a little Phillips screwdriver, and there's 6 screws in this back cover here covering the logic board. So you're going to want to remove those 6 screws right there. Now that these 6 screws are removed, now gently pry up on this back cover right here on this side. There's a little notch right there. You can gently pry up on that. Now keep in mind there is adhesive under this in a few places, so it should just come right off just like that. To change the charging port, what you're going to want to do is take the speaker assembly out, which has 4 screws right here. I already have them taken out, but I just wanted to show you where they are, and they're all the same size, so you don't need to worry about mixing them up. And then you just need like a pry tool to go under this corner and pick this corner up of the speaker assembly, and that just popped right out. Normally what I would say is tit it up this way, but it just pops loose. And then what you need to do is take the pry tool, go up here to the charging port connector. You can follow this cable up to see which one it is, and it's this connector right here that you want to pop loose. Next we need to take loose the antenna wires. Now what seems to work the best is take a tweezers and go in here and support the board with your finger a little bit, but wiggle this back and forth a little and pull up at the same time, because they're pretty big connectors, so it takes a little bit to make them come loose. So push down with your finger to support the board so it can't pop loose, and you can twist that back and forth a little bit, not too hard, just a little at a time. It'll pop right loose. Now next we need to take the connector for the LCD screen, pop that loose there. And then next I need something small like a tweezers to get under this corner there. Now be mindful there's adhesive under this, so it comes off kind of hard, and just pry that really gently. Now this comes out last, where you plug your charger in. So you almost have to pick this up and slide it. Once it gets loose, you have to slide it forward a little bit to allow that to pop loose. So now that that's loose, note this little strand right here that goes over to this part. Just watch so you don't tear this. I mean, if your charging port's bad, it's okay if it tears, but just be mindful if you're taking this apart. And then I would recommend starting under this corner right here and loosening this. And this also has adhesive under it. So yeah, then the whole charging port dock connector can come right out. So to put your new one back in, what I would recommend is start by putting the charging port part where the charger plugs in, putting that in first, because it has to slide in there first before this can sit down right. And then that'll sit right down and you can fasten it with adhesive again. Now watch so the wire here doesn't get in the way like mine is right now. And then all you need to do is make sure that's sitting down in the right spot there. Let's push it down a little bit. Now we can reconnect our LCD connector here. And we can put our antenna wires back on here. And put this antenna wire back on here. Just make sure they're started nice and level and they should pop right in. Now, make sure that the wires are back in their channels. There are grooves there that they go in on both sides. Now we just come up and put in our dock connector there, charging port connector, and then we put our speaker assembly back in. And for the speaker assembly, it has two notches here and two things that stick out here, so you have to tip this up like this and start it in first like that, and then we just put our 4 screws back in. So now we're going to put the cover back on the logic board. So you just pretty much set it in there, make it click down in a few places, especially right in this corner it does, and then you're just going to want to put all 6 of these screws back in. And like I said before, it doesn't matter which screw goes where, they're all the same size. Now we're going to put the back cover back on. So you just take the back cover and tilt it up, start the bottom in first, like that. Then just start snapping it in as you go. Work your way up to the top. Make sure everything's snapping in as it goes. There's a few to press in right in here. And just check all the way around, make sure everything's snapped in all the way around. Then lastly, put your SIM card back in. Right in there. I don't have a SIM card, but just the tray, but there you go. And you're all set. Thanks for watching.